What's up, awesome YouTubers? Rye1988 or Justin back here to do a video for you guys. In today's video, I'm here to do a review of one of my favorite romance movies of all time. And it is February, so of course I love to watch my romance movies. I love to watch my Bloody Valentine. But today we're going to review Pretty Woman, the movie I watch every Valentine's Day. And if it's been a while since you've seen it, definitely check it out. I love this movie. But before I get to that, I actually got a note right there at my front door today. And, you know, of course I had my hand sanitizer, so I wanted to make sure I used that. But, yeah, I got a note today. It says, to Ryan 1988 from JM. I don't know who JM is. Do you guys know who JM is? So I'm going to read this to you guys, and then we'll get to my Pretty Woman review. But it says, to Ryan 1988, roses are red, violets are blue. And then this part was weird. Can you please review my movie Valentine from 2001? JM. Again, I don't know a JM. JM. Do you guys know a JM on here? Is there a YouTuber named JM? Well, apparently he was in Valentine. So, upon request, I'm going to review Valentine. And Valentine is one of my favorite horror movies, one of my favorite slasher films, and it takes place on Valentine's Day. So, for JM, this is for you. I'm going to review Valentine. So, Valentine is a 2001 slasher movie, and it actually premiered 20 years ago on February 2nd. It got its theatrical release. But Valentine, when it came out, was not a hit, and critics and moviegoers weren't really falling in love with this movie. It did have, like, its fans when it came out, but as far as, like, you know, box office and critical-wise, you know, it was not loved. And Valentine kind of came out at the end of the kind of slasher period at the time, or the slasher era. So you had Scream that came out in 1996, and then I Know What You Did Last Summer, Urban Legend, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, Urban Legend's Final Cut, Cherry Falls, which that's another underrated one there. But Valentine was one of the last ones, and you know, 3 years later we would get James Wan's Saw, and that would be another period of different type of horror movies that we would get. So Valentine was not a big hit when it came out. But over the last 20 years, it's grown this cult following, and a lot more people are appreciating the movie and loving it now. Scream Factory, who did a fantastic job with this release, loaded this Blu-ray up with a whole bunch of interviews from the cast, and there's a commentary from the director. I mean, it got an amazing Blu-ray treatment. So if you haven't picked this one up yet, definitely do so. I highly recommend it. But yeah, Valentine for me, again, one of my favorite slasher movies from the time, and I'm so happy it now has this following that it definitely deserved, or it definitely deserved the love that it gets now that it deserved back then, if that makes sense. So what Valentine briefly is about, without giving spoilers away, it opens at an 8th grade dance where this character by the name of Jeremy Melton, JM, is, you know, this 8th grader. He's kind of a loner. No one really talks to him. He's kind of a nerdy type character, which there's nothing wrong with nerds, by the way. I consider myself nerdy. But you know, he's at this 8th grade dance, and middle school just, you know, in general, at least for me, was like a hard year. I did not like middle school at all. That was kind of like that time period where you're, you know, getting out of your childhood, going into your, you know, preteen or, you know, early teenage years. And it's, you know, elementary school, middle school, and high school. And so he's at this 8th grade dance, and he goes up to all the, you know, girls that he just loves. And, you know, he deeply just wants to dance with somebody. And every one of the girls turn him down, whether it's a, you know, a polite turn down or somebody being really harsh to him. And then the last girl he asked is Dorothy. And Dorothy is this other kind of loner girl. You know, she's not really popular. The guys don't really like her. She really doesn't have any friends. And Jeremy goes to ask Dorothy if, if she'll dance with him. And she says yes. And then moments later, you see them kind of making out behind the bleachers. These kind of bullies go up to them and, see them kissing. And when they're confronted, Dorothy lies and says that Jeremy attacked her. And so Jeremy is pretty much, beat up, attacked, and, kind of made fun of and kind of, is embarrassed in front of everybody else at the dance. So years later, all these girls, including Dorothy and her friends at the dance, are now older. I think they're in their somewhere in their 20s. And, they start getting these mysterious letters, JM. And with each kind of letter and each kind of gift, it's really bizarre. And, it leads up to a Valentine's Day party where all these, now women, all these friends are being confronted by somebody in a Cupid mask and, being picked off one by one. Valentine for me, yes, it came out during kind of the end of that slasher period. Like I said, with Scream coming out in 1996, it was a huge success. And so everybody wanted to pretty much kind of follow what Scream did. I personally think Valentine is definitely one of the best ones, if not probably the best. I would say Scream and quite possibly Valentine after are the two best ones, but I love like this period or that period of time with I Know What You Did Last Summer and Urban Legend. I think all those movies are great. Even I Still Know What You Did Last Summer and Urban Legend's Final Cut and Cherry Falls. All of them are, in my opinion, awesome or great movies. But Valentine is definitely one that really stands out. Some of the things real quick, what I love about this is, one, you have an awesome cast overall and a lot of young faces, upcoming faces at the time. So David Boreanaz from Angel and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I think he was one of the big ones at the time because he was in those two TV shows. You had Denise Richards, who's been in a lot of things, including Drop Dead Gorgeous. Another pretty big name at the time for the movie. Marley Shelton, who I believe was, in some movies, but this was, and I could be wrong, one of her first big movies. And then Katherine Heigl, who would go on to be in Grey's Anatomy. You also have Jessica Capshaw, who would also go on to be in Grey's Anatomy. And Jessica Caulfield, hopefully I'm saying her name right, who is in Urban Legend's Final Cut. So a lot of faces that you saw back then from other TV shows and movies who are still working today. So I love the cast. I love the fact that this is a movie that's not just a typical slasher film. It is a film that is character-based. So you're not really seeing a lot of the deaths until the final kind of third act when they all kind of come to this Valentine's Day party. And even when they get there, it takes a little bit for the, major kills to start happening. I think before that, you have maybe 2 or 3 kills. I think 3 or 4 kills, but they're not like a lot of the major characters in the movie. So whoever this JM person is, finally confronts them at the dance or not at the dance, but at the Valentine's Day party where everything happens. Some of the other things I love about this movie, I love the fact that this movie just uses the color red so much, and that's, the director's choice there, Jamie Blanks. Uses the red beautifully, it's beautifully directed, I absolutely love that. And I think Jamie Blanks, as a director, is one of the most underrated directors. He directed Urban Legend, and that was definitely more of a bigger hit, and if you've seen Urban Legend, the direction there is great as well. And again, he uses a lot of build-up with these characters. And it isn't really until in that movie too that the final act is when everything starts happening and everything starts unraveling. Love that. Love the story in general. I like the mystery of it. Both this movie and Urban Legend. There's a lot of mystery there. And, you don't find out who the killer is until the very end of the movie. It's a good reveal. I love the reveal at the end of this movie. So again, the cast, the character-based build-up, The direction, it's all great. And when it comes to the kills are really good too. And if you're not like a big fan of gore or like gory slasher movies, there is some blood in this, but it's not a lot of blood. It's not like too bloody. Where, I think both major slasher fans and fans of like suspense, thrillers, or horror movies could watch this movie. If you love Scream, check out Valentine. I mean, Scream and Valentine pretty much almost have the same kind of use of blood. So if you're a fan of Scream, and if you haven't seen Valentine, but you're not like a huge slasher movie fan, but again, you love Scream, check out Valentine. Guys, this is worth watching. It's worth picking up. I love this movie. A couple other things, just kind of off the top of my head that I do love about this. You got a great looking killer right here. I love the Cupid mask, and the commentary is great because Jamie Blanks really wanted to get a mask that was motionless. You couldn't really see like the killer through the mask, not even the eyes too much. And he, kind of copied, or he was inspired, I'll say inspired, by Michael Myers in John Carpenter's Halloween. I think that's great. Halloween, of course, is my favorite movie of all time and my favorite horror movie of all time. So I do love the fact that Jamie Blanks was a fan of that movie. He's a fan of slasher films. He's a fan of horror movies. And with this movie and Urban Legend, you definitely see the love that he has for the genre. So guys, Valentine, this is just a brief review. I mean, I'm pretty sure people have seen this, but if you haven't seen it, or if it's been a long time, maybe 20 years since you've seen this movie, go back, revisit Valentine, or if you've never seen it before, give this one a watch, guys. Watch it this February. I highly recommend it. This is a 4 out of 4 movie for me. I absolutely love Valentine. And I know what I'm going to be watching tonight, and it is Valentine. I still have my old Snapper Case DVD. Snapper Case, by the way. I know a lot of us don't like Snapper Cases. I definitely don't. But this was one of the first DVDs I ever bought. So I kept the DVD, I have the Blu-ray, I have an original theatrical poster that's not up right now, but it's put away, and I have that poster. A 20-year-old poster, which is crazy. But check out Valentine, guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed my review. JM, I hope you enjoyed the review. JM. So Jeremy Melton, let's see. I don't know. Kind of weird. But anyway, upon his request, that was my Valentine kind of review or look back. Not really a look back, but more of a recommendation to you guys. So definitely check out Valentine. Watch it this month, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed my review, my discussion for Valentine. Again, 4 out of 4 movie. Please watch it. And I hope you're all doing well. I will see you guys soon. So as always, you guys are awesome. You guys rock. In with the positive, out with the negative. Go eat some Skittles. And so much love to you all. And once again, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.